young world. So y'all know by now, if you watch my videos, that I am a Class A CDL manual driver, and I done picked up 2 endorsements already. Already had my tanker endorsement. Now today, when I picked my actual physical license up from the DMV, I took the triples and doubles and passed that. So now I got the triples and doubles endorsement. So I'm gonna do a review, total review on the 160 Driving Academy. That's where I went here in Pennsylvania, in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. So the 160, if you look at a lot of reviews from a lot of different CDL schools and academies and stuff like that, you'll see mixed reviews for pretty much every place. You know what I mean? A lot of people's biggest complaint is that there's not enough vehicles to accommodate for the amount of students that there is a lot. So for me, I'm gonna say, to address that, it's two-sided for me. So when you go to a CDL school, some of them offer for you to test on automatic or manual. The school I went to was automatic and manual. Some are only automatic though, and some are only manual, certain schools, but mine was manual and automatic. Manual meaning a stick shift vehicle. So I passed mine in a stick shift vehicle. That's the class I was in. So on one hand, when I hear people saying stuff like that, I look at it like, if you want to complain, you have to be first doing 100% of what you can do to make sure you can succeed. That's how I look at it first. Not the down. Like I said, there's two-sided to it. This is the side I'm going on first. For me, yeah, there was a lot of people there, but for the manual, a lot of people don't last on the manual vehicle. A lot of people start off trying to do a manual, then after a couple tries, they feel like, oh, I can't do the manual, so they switch to automatic. So what that does is that leaves a lot of people, a lot of students, only using automatic vehicles. You know what I mean? So yeah, I can see how it can get frustrating when you got 10, 20 people trying to use the same 2 or 3 trucks, trying to get practice because there's so many people. So I do acknowledge that, and I do understand that that is a thing. But at the same time, if you stand in, if your downtime and your time when you're not in the truck, if you're not using it productively, like if you ain't over there watching what somebody else is doing that's in the truck, if you're on the side talking about TikTok videos and all type of other little stupid stuff, then it's kind of your own fault if you're not really picking up. I'm not saying it's completely your own fault, but even it being that case, you should be trying to make your situation the best you can make it. Like for me, I was on manual, so there wasn't that many people waiting for the trucks. But even then, anytime I wasn't inside of a truck, I was watching somebody drive a truck, listening to an instructor. If I had to get information that wasn't given to me, I would go and seek the information. I'm not standing around waiting for somebody to come to me for nothing. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to go seek what I got to seek to get what I need to know. And anytime I was on the side, if I wasn't watching somebody drive, I was talking to somebody about driving. I was asking somebody who was talking about how do you parallel? What do you do when you offset? What measurements and maneuvers do you try? How far do you turn your steering wheel? 90% of my whole conversation at the class in the yard was about CDL trucking, the trucks, what we're doing, the training. I wasn't over there talking about all kind of other nonsense. Of course, here and there you go off to a little conversations about random stuff with people here and there, but like I said, 90% of my conversation and my attention was on this vehicle, trying to learn how to drive this vehicle. So I got a thin line between people complaining about certain stuff and when you didn't apply yourself, because that's where you lose me at. If you didn't really apply yourself 100% and you complaining about anything, I'm not that kind of person. I'm not trying to hear that. So on the other hand, I got taken to a different 160 Driving Academy facility in Tannersville. That's actually where I took my test at, and I saw that the Tannersville place was a lot cleaner, was a lot you know what I mean? It was just a nicer environment. The trucks were nicer. They had more trucks. They had flatbed trucks. They had all kinds of stuff going on there. I compare it to this. If you've seen Rocky IV, the movie Rocky IV, after I didn't look at it like this at first, but after I went to the Tannersville facility, I was like, damn, I was like, we down here training like Rocky, and Tannersville was like the Russian with all the new technology, all the nice stuff and stuff. So I compared it to that. It was like kind of funny. But when it comes to learning how to drive this truck, honestly, I don't think there was no difference. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they might have had more instructors in Taylorsville. I don't know for a fact if they did or not. But I feel like at 160 Driving Academy in Bethlehem, where I was at, I feel like the information was there if you wanted to get it. That's just the bottom line. Like I said, not saying everybody's perfect, not saying every instructor was perfect. Nobody's perfect. But the information was there for you to, if you was motivated and you was about your business, you know what I'm saying, you was gonna get the job done. That's just the bottom line to it. That's just it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not, like I said, I'm on. That's just it, man. And every instructor, of course, like I said, nobody's perfect. People had different ways of doing stuff. But with me, what I gathered to pass the test was something from each different instructor, because everybody does stuff different. You know what I mean? Some people may tell you how to turn different, how to start a turn different, how to pull up different, the amount of space you need. But what I caught on to, what I realized is that I picked up something from each different instructor that was different from the other one, and the differences they had worked for me. You know what I'm saying? Everything they said might not work, but there was something that each one of them that I learned from, that I put into a package deal for myself and took that with me and passed the test with it. So that's what I'm gonna say. So I'm giving 160 Driving Academy, I'm giving it a 4 out of 5. I would give it a 4.5 out of 5. The only reason I'm not is because, like I said, I went to the other facility and Joker, it was a lot nicer. It was just, you know what I'm saying, it just looked a lot, but at the same time, it don't mean you're going to perform better there. So only for that reason, I'm giving it a 4 out of a 5. Not for that, I'll be giving it a 4.5 out of 5. You know what I mean? And the only reason I'm not going to give it a 5 is because, not even to their detriment, because it's not a place that really places you into the market, into a job. But we go there knowing that, so that's not something you would expect. So the only reason I'm giving it a 4 or a 4.5 is because it's not I would say it's not a full servicing academy. But even then, somebody did call me yesterday after I passed the test. The day after I passed the test, one of the people from 160 actually called me, and they're actually trying to get me a job with a company. So in my situation, I'm saying it's a 5. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know if they're going to do that for everybody, but shit, I appreciate the hell of the fact that they called me. Somebody called me from the main office and try to set me up with a job. So I'm waiting for that job to call me later on today. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I feel. 160 Drive, it worked for me. That's what I'm saying. And I feel like if you go there and apply yourself, and like I said, I am keeping in mind the fact with the automatic transmission, there's more people doing that. So I'm not going to sit here and act like that's not a factor. You know what I mean? Just like anywhere else, if you got a lot of people waiting for a couple vehicles, that is going to affect you in some way or another. You know what I mean? So, but that being said, outside of that, shout out to 160 Driving Academy. I thank everybody over there. You know what I'm saying? All the instructors, Nick, everybody from 160 Driving Academy in Bethlehem. They got me to where I'm trying to go. I went there with no knowledge of driving a CDL, so anything I got to pass that test is from what I learned over there at that yard. So that's just that. That's the bottom line of that. Passed my permit the first try, all 3 sections. Passed my driving test the first try, all 3 sections, with a manual transmission. So, Joke, you can't tell me nothing about 160 Driving Academy. That's just where I'm going to leave it off at.